Not much has changed here. Hat and everything again. So I'm working on my diamond cowl and I'm getting close to being done with the ferrule, and I think I told a few people that I would kind of show you how I do it. I don't know what you're taught. I don't watch videos on this stuff. I just am super particular. So right now with this, I kind of choose a color when I start. Like my pink, I kind of call it my dominant color because I tend to keep that above the blue, if that makes sense. In a minute, I'll flip the screen. But I'm on a round right now that I'm not having to do any floats. So my golden rule is I won't carry a strand more than 2 to 3 stitches. So this round, the biggest color section is 3 stitches. So I know my tension really well, so I'm not locking my floats on this round. So, and I'm gonna sit here while I'm talking to you and show you how fast. This is a color work round. I don't have a special ring to hold my yarn. I also know that the yarn gets super tangled, and I figured out how to not have my strands tangled. So when I flip the screen, I'm gonna show you my yarn is in a Ziploc in my project bag. The pink's on the left, the blue's on the right, and they always stay that way because when you lock a float, it twists those strands, and I untwist them when I work the next few stitches, and I'm gonna show you that. So I'm almost to my stitch marker, and then I'll flip the screen and show you what I'm talking about. So tension is huge with color work, and for me, the fabric of it naturally springs a little bit when you get it too tight. So I really like feel my yarn, and it kind of tells me how tight I need to have my tension when I do a float or when I lock my float. So if you've never done color work, you'll see what I'm talking about when I say locking the float. If there's a section that's in the same color, more than 2 to 3 stitches, I lock my float with the color that I'm gonna be carrying to the next little section, if that makes sense. So let me work a few more stitches here, and then I will flip the screen and show you what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure my cowl is definitely tall enough now. So maybe after this round, I'll be doing some ribbing and I'll be done. So literally, this is how fast I knit. And now here's the thing. I have to wrap the yarn around my finger twice because I have some arthritis in my middle knuckles. So if I'm working my pattern, and let's say it's knit 2 with blue, knit 1 with pink, knit 2 with blue, I wrap the yarn around the blue yarn around my finger, and because I'm gonna be dominantly using blue, so I knit 2, and then I just grab with my fingers the pink, knit 1, drop it, and then keep going. And I'm gonna show you all this, but I think explanations are also good. So, okay, hold on. That's what I was telling you, so I'm switching to pink. But it shouldn't, I mean, it is more tedious. I mean, you're creating a pattern, you know, I haven't looked at the graph since like down here. But I'm also not normal. I have the graph, it's just in my head. And I also can just see it happening as I go. Sorry, children are trying to call me. This always happens. Okay, I'm almost there, and then I'm gonna flip the screen and show you. So you just have to find a way. Holy cow, I'm still here. They're blowing up the phone. Anyway, so like right there, I just grabbed the pink real quick because I just needed to knit it one time. See, just grab it, wrap it. So let me turn the screen now because I'm at the end of my row here. So it's, for me, I can't stand the twisted yarn. Like I would do a whole round and then I'd pick it up and like let it spiral and undo itself. I mean, it would just drive me crazy. So I don't know, there's probably a name for this. I'm not sure. So I'm here. Let me get the old selfie stick, and I'm gonna turn this around and show you what I'm doing. I mean, I wish I saw a video on this years ago. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, my blue and pink are right here, and they stay right there because as I lock my floats, it twists and I untwist it with some stitches afterwards. So Here's what we're doing. I even got white out because my stuff is so bright. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it's so hard to do this, you guys. Okay, so under my phone, hopefully you guys can see that. I'm about to do 5 pink stitches, so I'm gonna lock my float here. So I still have my yarn always, you know, where I need it, 1 on each side or whatever. So now I've got 1 knitted there. So for me, as I approach stitches, I'm gonna bring the blue up. Well, I wanna lock my float next to a blue stitch because it kind of masks itself a little more. So I'm gonna knit 1 more and see there's my 3 pink, and I don't go more than 3 stitches without locking my float. So here's my float. Now, I'm left-handed. I always end up saying that. So I'm gonna grab my blue, and I've already inserted the needle. I'm gonna grab the blue, and I'm gonna lay it over that needle. Then I'm going to knit that stitch and watch what happens. Okay, I've locked it in there, but now it's on top, and I'm too OCD to continue with my pink over the top of that. So I bring it back because I want it more flush. So you can see it's locked my blue yarn in there, so that's locking the float. So I have 2 more stitches to do. And then now, because my yarn is twisted right here, I don't like that. Now, like I said, I started with the pink being over the blue. Now I'm gonna take the blue, because that's next, and I'm gonna go over the top of the pink, and this untwists my locked float. So there's 1, 2, and then now I'm gonna throw that back where it goes, and I'm gonna start with my pink again and keep that on top of the blue. Do you see what I'm talking about? So let me make sure I'm not messing up my pattern here. Okay. So here's what I mean about, I use whatever, I'm doing a bunch of blue right now. So I'm gonna put the blue on my finger, and then I'm just gonna do however many I need in blue, which is 2. And then I'm just gonna grab the pink and do it like this. I mean, this is literally how I do Fair Isle. So there's probably a million techniques, but I'm all about not having my strands twisted because it slows you down so much. So now I'm back to 5 more, and I'm gonna have to lock my float here. So let me do that.